It's the final game of the regular season here at the Mullen Center, where the UMass Minutemen will look to complete their Blarney blowout of the Maine Black Bears on 91.1 WMUA Sports. And with that, my name is John Ruggiero. I'm joined by Mark Gardyna with reporters Julia Williams, Ava Fernandez, and Zeke Altman ringside, and of course with Tim Brown in the studio. But can the number 10 pairwise Minutemen sweep the number 4 pairwise Black Bears, or can Maine go back to their winning ways? All will be revealed in the coming hours here in Amherst. Mark, there is a lot on the line when it comes to this final game of the regular season. Conference implications, pairwise implications. Break it all down for me.
Well, with that, that huge spectacular win against the Black Bears last night, where they pretty much stunned them 5-1, it's pretty much great in the Minutemen's playoff chances to get into the NCAA playoffs in the coming weeks, but they're still clawing their way to get there. With this win, and they would need the Providence Friars to lose, and that speaks volumes, where everything is on the line tonight. Everyone has to have their mentality and sharp focus and make sure they are really attacking the Black Bears net.
Yes, there's currently a tie for 5th in the Hockey East standings. Providence wins all tiebreakers over the Minutemen. So the UMass Minutemen are hoping for a loss over at Matthews Arena, where the Providence Friars are currently playing the Northeastern Huskies. So we'll have to keep an eye on that score. And of course, there's so many pairwise implications. Up to 10th for the Minutemen. That's well within the cut line. But as for yesterday's game, the Minutemen won 5-1 here on home ice. And Mark, there are a couple players who were hot, a couple players who are not. Who are you thinking of?
Well, I would say for the players that were definitely hot, I would say definitely both the Musa brothers. They really pulled their weight. They actually were pretty much, just the center focus of the game last night. And of course, just being up 4-0 at the first half of the second period, they pretty much put a black eye into the Black Bears. And for who's not, I would say the former Minuteman players currently with the Black Bears. It was Taylor McCarr. He was mostly silent last night. You didn't see much of him, but probably he's going to be hitting the ice tonight with a lot more determination and trying to find an opening for him to score.
Yes, the Hockey East Player of the Month was definitely held without much of anything in yesterday's game. And as they continue the starting lineups here in Amherst, Mark, give me your keys to the game for UMass to secure 3 points tonight.
I would say there's two primary keys for this game. First one is keep the momentum going. They had a fantastic game last night. They need to keep it going. They need to keep the same mentality going forward into tonight's game. The second key to the game is, like I said, strong goaltending defense. This is the 5th place Black Bears, so of course they're going to be trying to crash into our net quite a lot. So Michael Rabel needs to be on point. He needs to be in the focus and in it every single second of the game.
You can say that again, Mark. Let's go over the starting lineups really quick for your UMass Minutemen. Left to right, Jack Musa, Lucas Mercury, and Hobie O'Hara. He is tied for the league lead in points, he's second in the league lead in points with 49. And on defense, Olvestad and Owen Murray. And of course, Michael Rabel is in net for the Minutemen. As for the Black Bears, left to right, Thomas Frail, Harrison Scott, Josh Nadeau. On the defense, David Brazil and Brandon Charbrier, and Alvin Boya starting in net on the side of Maine. It's senior night here at the Mullen Center. We're going to keep it right here for the national anthem. well performed by the UMass Minutemen Band here at the Mullins Center. And now we're going to send it ringside. Julia Williams, she's going to recap yesterday's game for us.
Incredible game last night, taking down Maine 5-1. From the jump, UMass came out with 2 quick goals by Cole O'Hara and Kenny Connors. Jack Musa added another goal with less than a minute into the period to make it 3-0. Second period rolls around and Joey Musa netted his first goal of the season shortly into the period. Cole O'Hara does it again in the third with a shorthanded goal to end the game at 5-1. UMass was evidently faster and took complete control of the game. Let's see if they can keep up their momentum for senior night. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Julia. Great report as always. Mark, Julia mentioned it right there. Can the Minutemen keep up the momentum?
I would say, yes. Because obviously they have it in their heads that they absolutely have to.
Yep.
A lot is hanging on this line, especially, with the game against Providence. Of course, Northeastern hasn't really been performing that well this past year. So it's the odds are stacked against the Minutemen, but me personally, I believe they can do it.
They're going to send out their starting lineup, of course, centered by Lucas Mercury. And the Black Bears are going to send out their line centered by Nolan Renwick, Taylor McCarr on his left, Charlie Russell on his right, Brazil and Charbrier the D pair, and we're underway here at the Mullins Center. Maine going right to left across your radio dial, and the Minutemen in their home whites going left to right. Let's go, UMass. The chant breaks out early on here in Amherst. There's a big hit and an immediate penalty coming on Nolan Renwick. He took down Mercury from behind, and only 15 seconds into the game, the Minutemen are going to go on the power play.
I always like explosive games like this, and I kind of figure going into tonight that we're going to get quite the entertainment.
Boarding is the call, and Nolan Renwick, the junior forward from Middlebury, Vermont, is going to go to the box for 2 minutes. The Minutemen power play coming in at 26.5%. That's 5th nationally, 2nd in Hockey East. The Maine penalty kill, 83.2%, 15th nationally, 4th in Hockey East. Here we go. Jack Musa tries to spin it middle. It goes to the stick of Thomas Friel, and he will easily send it down the ice and go for a quick change. Here come the Minutemen up ice. Cole O'Hara, the Hobie nominee, tries to backhand it over to Mercury. It's cut off at the blue line, and the Minutemen will regroup with Kenny Connors in his own zone. Connors drops it off for Jack Musa. Scored a goal in yesterday's game off to Sunyep, left side of the zone. Spins around, surveys his options. Up top, Kenny Connors. Now Cole O'Hara left side towards the left corner. Looking for a passing lane. He tries to send it across to Connors, but it's sticked out by Owen Fowler. Connors regroups at his own blue line. Cross ice pass to Mercury right side. He breaks in, sends it across. Right out front, saved by Boya. And here come the Black Bears up ice. It's Brazil. Shot. Stopped by Michael Hrabel.
18:34 in this first period, and we've gotten actually quite the action so far. That was brilliant opportunities for both teams, of course. As much as I don't want to make the broadcasters curse, but I always like watching a shorthanded goal, and came close.
Well, you mentioned that, Mark. The Minutemen got their first shorthanded goal of the season last night, courtesy Cole O'Hara, and that was the first shorthanded goal that Maine had allowed all season. So a couple firsts in that stat category last night. Here's Francesco Del Alce with 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Larry Keenan sends it in to the right side. It's behind the goal of Alvin Boya. Keenan and Leschmelis dig for it there. Holt presses up Keenan against the boards. Here's Del Alce left point. Now Leschmelis left side. They play catch. Don's Leschmelis sends it out front. O'Neill's shot stopped by Alvin Boya for a whistle.
Of course, there's now starting off with the potential of extracurriculars down there. A little bit of pushing and shoving right in front of the Black Bears net. But this game could pretty much go off the rails, potentially.
19 seconds remain on the boarding penalty to Nolan Renwick. Face-off left dot to Albin Boya's right. Won by the Black Bears' Thomas Friel. He'll send it the length of the ice and chase after it. First to it, Francesco Del Alce. Now Keenan. Final seconds of the power play. The Minutemen looking for one last break-in before Renwick's out of the box. A successful penalty kill by the Black Bears, but there's a shot saved by Boya. It was batted down by Keenan, probably above his shoulder, but nonetheless, it was stopped.
I mean, I would say that's pretty unlucky for Keenan. I mean, he just couldn't get a good control of the puck because it just bounced off weird, and if he got it, we would have the opening goal.
Of course, the Minutemen got off to an early start in yesterday's game, with Cole O'Hara getting a tip in front after a Del Alce shot from the point. And right after that, the Minutemen were off and running. Not many looks on the first power play of the day for the Minutemen. They went 1 for 3 in yesterday's game. And of course, they lose a vital piece in Daniel Jenschko, who went down with an injury in the second period of yesterday's game. And in slots Cam Dunn, the extra forward, because of it. The freshman from Holland, Michigan, has only played 4 games this season. His last game was all the way back in November.
I was actually going to bring that up where it's just like, I remember seeing, I believe I was on the play-by-play for one of the Cam Dunn games. It's like, you don't see him much, but you do see the potential in him. And hopefully going into next year, we'll see a lot more of him.
Yeah, hasn't had a lot of time to prove himself. Of course, no points on the year. Coach Carvel called him a well-rounded two-way forward coming into the season. He can put up points and play physical. And I think that fits perfectly to the identity of the UMass Minutemen. But here is a near turnover in the UMass zone. Jurasevic shot towards the net, blocked in front. Rebound forked out by Kenny Connors. Holt harassed from behind by Ryan Lautenbach. And nothing comes of that chance. Here's Taylor McCarr. He'll chase after it in the left corner. Alder and McCarr come together. Sent right off at Russell! Saved by Grabble.
What an outstanding save. I mean, that leg kick was just at the last second. He got there on time.
And Charlie Russell left wide open in front of the slot. Grabble makes the stop. UMass dumps and changes. 15:55 to go in the first period. If you're just joining us, John Ruggiero, Mark Gardyna, and the crew. In a paramount final game of the regular season. Shot saved by Grabble. It was Thomas Pichette on that chance. Grabble kicked it out, and here comes Cole O'Hara up ice. He'll deke through a couple Black Bears, but get headed off by Nick Nemo. Sent in by Pichette to the corner. Del Alce. First to it. He'll charge up ice. Francesco Del Alce finds Jack Musa to dump and change. Maine in their own zone with the puck. Charbriere sends it up the far side. It's caught and down by Alger. Sent right in towards the left circle. It's taken away by Nicholas Nemo. And he finds Pichette up ice. Sends it into the zone, but Harrison Scott is offsides. Shots currently 3 for Maine, 2 for the Minutemen. And I think if you're UMass, Mark, you're probably kicking yourselves because you had a golden opportunity just seconds into the game to have a similar start as they did yesterday, but just weren't able to do it.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but just like I said, it's unfortunately just something you don't have to dwell on, especially if you're the Minutemen. That's so far we're off to a great start. It's been most of the Minutemen game, so hopefully they can find the back of the net at the end of the first 20 minutes.
Neutral zone face-off. It's Friel and Leschmelis. Won by Leschmelis all the way back to Michael Grabble, the Utah Hockey Club property. He saved 38 of 39 in yesterday's game in an unreal performance. Here's UMass up ice. Suniev shot high and wide. It caroms off glass to the right corner. And now to the stick of Thomas Friel. Native of Scotland finds Nato to send it to the right corner. Lively bounce out of the corner to Scott. but it's Van Tassel to take it over momentarily. It goes back to the stick of Scott, and Maine trying to set up along the far side. Delayed penalty once again coming on Maine. Leschmelis had his stick slashed out of his hands, and UMass would go to the power play.
Not even a halfway point of the first pair. We're already in our second power play. So hopefully they can go 1 for 2, or maybe they can go 0 for 2. They just need to just get that clinical strike in there.
Harrison Scott took 2 penalties in yesterday's game. Now 1 more. 14-16 to go in the first, and the Minutemen give it another gift by Ben Barr's Black Bears. Far side face-off. The 5 forwards on the ice for the Minutemen. Musa wins it back to Connors. Kenny Connors intentionally wide, down low. Jurasevic grabs it and clears it all the way down. Of course, the first Maine penalty kill was successful. Not much happening for the Minutemen. But here's O'Hara for Mercury, right side. Forks it down low. O'Hara keeps it going around to the far side. Suniev. Idar Suniev skates low, up top Connors. Connors now O'Hara left side. Deeks around Makar. Down low Mercury. Pressured by Jurasevic. And O'Hara clears it himself up that far side. Connors breaking into the zone. Shot blocked with the stick by Jurasevic. Out of play. 1:14 to go on the Harrison Scott penalty. Another face-off on the left dot to Alvin Boya's right. Musa to take the draw. This first unit will stay out there. He'll line up against Lyndon Breen, one of the captains. Breen, a grad student forward. Missed a bunch of time in the mid part of the season. Only has played in 17 games. As first to the clearing attempt is Fowler. He tries to spin it middle, but good back check by Idar Suniev. He gives it away to Breen. Breen sends it out front. Fowler couldn't grab a handle on that one. And the Minutemen power play pressured in their own zone here. 50 seconds to go. Kenny Connors. He scored in yesterday's game. His 10th goal of the season. Idar Suniev. Right side, Mercury kicks it to his stick. Fans on the shot. It goes behind the goal of Boya. And now to the far side. Maine will start up ice. Thomas Friel. 3-on-1 into the zone. Friel backhands it, stopped by Hrabel. And Friel keeps it going to the far side. Loses his stick, but onto the ice is Taylor McCarr. Deeks around Connors. Deeks around a flying Idar Suniev. Brazil shot. Saved by Michael Hrabel for a whistle, as I believe the puck was poked at behind Hrabel after the whistle by McCarr.
I mean, yeah, Josh knew to get on there a little too late. I mean, that was just a little dirty play from him, but unfortunately, it's just, yeah.
Face-off will be in the UMass zone, and not what they want to see out of their power play. Only 15 seconds until Harrison Scott is out of the box. Face-off to Michael Hrabel's right. Won by Breen momentarily, but taken over by Larry Keenan. Del Elche. Pressured by Breen in his own zone. 5 seconds until the penalty is over. And just like that, Harrison Scott is out of the box. The UMass power play is 0 for 2 already tonight with 12 minutes to go in the first.
Credit to the Maine's defense for persevering through 2 penalty.
Turnover here to Cam O'Neill. Now Leschmelis backhand scores! The Black Bears turn it over. O'Neill to Leschmelis, and just like that, the Minutemen are off and running. 1-0 in the first.
Absolute beauty, beautiful passing from the boys, and it was just, unfortunately, it was just Albin Boyja just couldn't have any support at all. He was just caught with his pants down.
Don Leschmelis, his 7th goal of the season, his first goal since the 7th of February. And for Cam O'Neill, his first point since returning from injury. 1-0 Minutemen. Owen Murray looking for more. Enters on the left. Shot. Stopped by Boya for a whistle. And as the crowd gets loud, we're under media timeout here in the first period. Let's send it ringside. Ava Fernandez has a report on Jack Musa.
Jack Musa has been a key player on the ice, and we've seen him grow each game here at the Mullen Center. The sophomore really stepped up to prove it when Idar Sunyev was injured for a month. He saw an opening to step up for the Minuteman with his teammate down, and we've seen his confidence and his skills just continues to grow over the season. Jack had a crazy goal at UMass Lowell, and he took a shot right at the corner of the net, but ended up hitting the goalie's net, and the goalie knocked it out at the end. He had a goal last night, and his goal at UMass Lowell was literally so crazy, it got the third best play of the week for Hockey East. When asking Jack about the said, I rewatched it and didn't really know it hit his head. I saw a little short side open. If you've been keeping up with the UMass Hockey Instagram, the boys basically do a little pregame soccer sewer, and it's basically a game of keep it up. But he told me that they play for 30 minutes, and you have to sewer other people and just try to keep the ball up. It looked like Kenny Connors won earlier and dropped the ball, but we'll have to see. Let's see if Jack can score another goal tonight. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ava. It's funny she mentions that game of keep up that most hockey players do play before the games. Maine was actually doing it up here on one of the concourses here at the Mullen Center, and they almost nailed me with the soccer ball. So maybe the Minutemen a little bit better with their feet. But they win the offensive zone draw. Delelche fires just wide of the right post. 11:37 to go in the first. Don Slashmela started the scoring for the Minutemen, assisted by, of course, Cam O'Neill. Joey Musa scored his first goal for the Minutemen in yesterday's game. It was a beautiful backhander out front. Connors keeps it going around the boards to the far side. Nato and Delelche come together. Now Joey Musa. And Delelche sends it low, and it took a strange bounce right out front. Boya had to knock it away. But here comes Luke Antonacci up ice. Now Harrison Scott dumps and changes. Seems like the only time the Black Bears get the puck is to clear the ice.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess they've just been absolutely kind of just taking the wind out, especially, losing such a great loss last night. You're kind of like the wind is taken out of you. At this point, it's desperation, but at the same time, the Minutemen are definitely a lot more inspired with, their desperation to get into the postseason.
Lots on the line here at the Mullen Center. Puck is stuck in the left corner. Up top, Alger. Shot just wide of the post. Murray tries to send it towards the net. It's blocked by Pichette out to the neutral zone. Oh, near dangerous play there as the puck took a strange bounce off the stanchion. But the Black Bears are no worse for wear. Down goes Russell. Ahead goes Dewar. Tries to find O'Hara. Can't do it. He'll go for a change as the fourth line comes onto the ice. Russell to McCarr. Makes a move. Backhand just wide of the post. Oh, my goodness. That would have been magical from McCarr. Here's Dewar. Interfered with by Brazil in a race for the loose puck. No call coming. David Brazil. Looking up ice, harassed from behind by Dewar, and he gets thrown to the ground for his efforts. He'll skate back to the bench. Pretty good shift from James Dewar there. Across to Lashmela, sends it. It was Van Tassel. Now back to the stick of Van Tassel, right corner. Trying to get up the near side. O'Connor, shot, saved by Boya. And now Bodie Nobes will pass it up to Breen. And now Owen Fowler to backhand it around the boards. It gets caught up behind the goal of Michael Hrammel. Maine trying to set up here. They just are having no success. They do somehow have 5 shots on goal, but no sustained zone time at all. Lyndon Alger in his own zone. As the Minutemen look up ice once again. They turn it over at their own blue line. Josh Nadeau thought about the backhand out front. He'll spin it middle now, but can't find Jurasevic. It goes out to the neutral zone. Nadeau up top to Holt. Shot. Saved by Hrabel. Now Kenny Connors. Sends it in. And Joey Muse is hit behind the play. Perhaps inadvertent contact there. Left corner. Scott. And taken away by Lautenbeck. But now poked out by Connors.
And finally, it looks like the Maine Black Bears are finally starting to find a little life underneath their skates. I mean, they've been gift wrapping a couple bad passes, and they're taking advantage.
McCarr sends it out front. Renwick's shot blocked in front by Lautenbeck. Back to the stick of McCarr. Right side. Taylor McCarr sends it up top. Brazil blocked in front. Off-end glass. Kenny Connors is without a stick, but the Minutemen are just able to clear the line, and it's kicked ahead by Connors. But now Maine trying to come back the other way quickly. Brazil cuts in, but he is offside. It's a late whistle there.
That was a quick thinking from Kenny Connors, just kicking the puck. I didn't think he would get it that far.
We're under media timeout here at the Mullins Center. I must remind you that this broadcast of UMass Hockey is brought to you by the Mill River Tavern in Hatfield, a neighborhood bar and restaurant situated just on the other side of the Connecticut River, not far from UMass. From signature cocktails to brick oven pizza, this small town tavern offers everything needed for an evening with the friends or a sit-down meal with your family. The tavern is open Monday through Saturday as late as 9:30. The Mill River Tavern is online at millrivertavern.com and on Instagram and Facebook. We thank the Mill River Tavern for their kind support. 7:27 to go in the first. We'll be right back on 91.1 WMUA, the home fort for all your favorite Minutemen sports. Back here at the Mullins Center and back under play. Here comes Maine into the zone, and just like that, we're back to a stoppage as Nobes' shot was blocked out of play. Mark, most things going right for the Minutemen. Not much happening for Maine, but you can see the mistakes that the Minutemen are making.
Yes, and like I said, that's pretty much the only time the Black Bears are capitalizing is just on the little bit of sloppiness compared for last night where the Minutemen's performance was absolutely clean and stellar. And
well, here's Mercury into the zone, tries to send it across to O'Hara, but it's stopped by Antonacci.
Where, absolutely clean like that, but of course, the only time the Black Bears have really moved is just on mess-ups.
O'Hara tries to get some space in the slot, but he's hit down by Nobes, and here comes Charlie Russell up ice. Russell cuts to the right. Skates up top. Backhands it to Holt. Holt sends it around to the left corner. And it's fought for there by Komarov and Mercury, and eventually sent out by the Minutemen.
I was going to say, yeah, it's pretty much also, reason why Maine doesn't have that much of a chance. It was just great defending so far at the very least. Larry Keenan just then and there shut that down, that attack, perfect attack down.
Shot towards the net by Holt, tipped wide by Komarov. Here's Idar Sunyev. Can't find Lashmelis. That goes for an icing. 6:12 to go in the first. If you're just joining us, 1-0 Minutemen, courtesy Don's Lashmelis. John Ruggiero, Mark Gardyna, Ava Fernandez, Julia Williams, Zeke Altman, and Tim Brown in the studio. Face-off left dot to Michael Hrabel's right. Won by the Minutemen. Owen Murray finds Lashmelis, the goal scorer. Drops it off Sunyev. Sunyev, bad angle shot, saved by Boya. Trying to do his best Jack Musa impression. Boya said no that time.
I mean, unfortunately, that just found the tip of his stick.
Yeah, Pai, the knob on towards his shoulder there. Right side, Suniev. Sends it up top, Lyndon Alger. Skates low, tries to shoot, blocked with a stick. It's loose in the slot as it popped up high. It comes down to the stick of Don Slushmelis. He's knocked down from behind, no call coming. Plays it to his knees, or plays it from his knees to Van Tassel. But nothing doing there for the Minutemen. Here's Scholey to backhand it into the Minutemen zone.
That was pretty much just almost right in front of the linesman. I'm actually shocked that wasn't a call. And right then and there.
Yeah, behind the play, Owen Murray taken down as well. Fans not happy here at the Mullins Center, but here's Josh Nadeau with some speed. Shot! Stopped by Michael Hravel. And Maine mixing things up once again right in front of Michael Hravel. The Minutemen are not going to take too kindly to that. But we're under the under 6 media timeout. We're going to send it rinkside. Zeke Altman has a report on Ryan Lautenbach.
Thanks, John. I caught up with Ryan Lautenbach during the who was one of the seniors getting celebrated tonight. He described his feelings on the celebratory weekend and how big the Maine series is. He said, "I've been here for 4 years. I love playing at the Mullins Center, so a ton of emotions. The impact Lautenbach has been felt throughout the year with his 12 goals and 26 assists in his career, but this year he has been the third-line staple that head coach Greg Carvel has always needed. As UMass crunched their lines late in games deep into the season, Lautenbach has become more and more of a pivotal piece in the dying embers of massive moments this campaign. His 18 points this year with 5 goals and 13 assists have been fantastic, but he credits a lot of it to his connection with the third line and his partner in crime, Kenny Connors. He said, "Kenny and I like to pride ourselves in working really hard and producing for the team to bring depth, scoring. Let's see if the third line and specifically guys like Ryan Lautenbach can produce one last time this regular season to cement the Minutemen into an NCAA tournament spot." Back to you guys.
Thank you, Zeke. Great reporting there on Ryan Lautenbach. Before we get back under play, I must remind you that this broadcast of UMass Hockey is brought to you by the Mill River Tavern in Hatfield, a neighborhood bar and restaurant situated just on the other side of the Connecticut River, not far from UMass. From signature cocktails to brick oven pizza, this small-town tavern offers everything needed for an evening with friends or a sit-down meal with family. The tavern is open Monday through Saturday as late as 9:30. The Mill River Tavern is online at millrivertavern.com and on Instagram and Facebook. We thank the Mill River Tavern for their kind support. Matching penalties to Cam O'Neill and Josh Nadeau will play 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. I think that's the referees just kind of setting the tone here. Don't want anything happening after the whistle.
I mean, I believe they let it get out of hand to, get to that point, but
As much as they were willing to allow.
yeah.
Miscommunication at the Maine blue line as DeLelche turns it over to Russell. And Scott couldn't break into the zone. It comes back to the stick of Owen Murray. Murray, the junior defenseman from Decker, Manitoba. Right corner. Charbriere is able to send it out, and here comes Taylor McCarr into the zone. McCarr backhands it middle, and it's caught up in Renwick's skates. Wasn't able to get in a position to shoot.
Just an unfortunate case, just wrong place at the wrong time. Well, right place at the wrong time.
It was a crafty pass by McCarr to go behind the back with the backhand. But Renwick was caught up also with one of the UMass players. 43 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. Here's Brandon Charbriere. Finds David Brazil. Wrists it low. Alger plays it off to Larry Keenan. And you hear the invading Black Bears crowd getting loud here. Here's Alger. His shot is stopped by Boya for a whistle. Maine does travel well. Of course, it's a good 5+ hour drive up to the Alfond Arena.
Well, of course, we have to, point out that Maine is such a massive hockey state that I'm actually not surprised. At the very least, there's quite a traveling crowd.
And they made their way to Springfield nicely last year for the NCAA regionals. Unfortunately, the Minutemen were not able to face the Black Bears after they were beaten by Denver in double overtime to end the Minutemen season last year. Here's a shot off the draw by Lyndon Alger, stopped by Boya for another quick whistle. And things have slowed down just a little bit late in this first period. 3:19 to go in the first 20. Face-off won by Maine, but it's Lautenbach pasting Nobes to the end boards. Scott in to help out. Lautenbach still trying to grab it. Left corner. Now it goes to Antonacci. He sends it to the near side, Friel. And back to the far side, the Minutemen pressuring the Black Bears in their own zone here, just not able to set up the attack just yet. Eventually, they will change, and the Black Bears hold possession. And there's a penalty on Maine behind the play for a cross-check. Wow, Josh Nadeau to the box. And that is just so unforced. I mean, Maine, we're just holding the puck behind Boya.
Absolutely. I mean, they've just been getting away with that. And that was, I guess that was the straw that broke the camel's back in that thing. And of course, Josh Nadeau completely disagreeing with that. Had a few final words before he headed right into that box.
And the Minutemen power play will get another crack at it. 0 for 2 tonight. But of course, coming into this game, had the 5th best power play nationally, 2nd best in the Hockey East. Face-off won by the Minutemen. 2:38 to go in the first. Suniev sends it across to O'Hara. Left corner, Cole O'Hara. Down low, Mercury. Back to O'Hara. Now up top, Kenny Connors. Saucers it right side, Suniev. Right dot, shot! Just wide of the left post. Good screen in front by Mercury, but that puck careens out to the neutral zone. Here comes Connors back in. Left side, Suniev. Cuts around on back left circle. Now Connors out front. Musa back behind the legs. Tried to find Mercury. Wasn't able to get a shot away. Suniev up top, Connors. Backhands it for Musa. Jack Musa. Now Suniev. Right circle. Down low, Musa. Out front, Suniev. Stopped by Boya with no rebound.
I can see the Maine players' frustration getting in there. I mean, they really didn't need to shove Mercury that much, but I mean, wasn't really that much of a pass.
1:09 to go on the power play. And they'll keep the first unit on. This time Mercury to take the face-off on the right dot to Boya's left. Scott in on the draw as well. Won by Mercury to Suniev, and now Connors. Plays it to O'Hara. Connors fires. Blocker saved by Boya. Rebound to O'Hara left side. Now up top, Connors left point. Connors skates in left circle. O'Hara switches spots with Connors up top. O'Hara skates right, shoots, save, rebound. Whacked out by Connors, a swing and a miss. It goes to O'Hara, and he tried to find Connors up at the point, but that puck explodes on his stick and out. UMass apparently not offsides there as Suniev enters the zone. He backhands it, at least tried to get it to O'Hara, but it's turned over and cleared the length of the ice. 30 seconds to go until Nadeau's out of the box. UMass getting a couple looks on the power play, but nothing to show for it yet. DeLalce into the zone with a minute to go in the first. O'Neill left side. O'Neill skates around the net with his backhand. Right side, Cam O'Neill has an assist in this game. Finds Larry Keenan. Keenan right point. Thinks about passing it off. He still has it on his stick. Sends it across the zone to Leschmelis. Shot. Saved by Boya. Rebound off the inboards to Charbonnier's stick. And Nadeau is out of the box. 3 for 3 on the penalty kill by Maine. 30 seconds to go in the first. UMass clears it in one more time. Leschmelis on the forecheck. He gets spun around, but it goes to the stick of O'Neill. Finds Van Tassel off the bench. Van Tassel backhands low. Now Murray right side. Murray skates around the net. And out front, wasn't able to get a shot by O'Neill. 7 seconds to go. Brazil can't find Russell. Alger sends it out of play with 2.1 remaining. Alger could have just settled that puck down and headed back to his own zone there, but that will earn Maine an offensive zone draw. Face off right dot. False start. I thought maybe Maine might try to pull their goalie, but not going to do it this time. Connors wins the draw to Murray, and that will be the end of the first period. A dominant one at that for the Minutemen. They lead in shots 14-8, and Leishmelis' goal stands for the Minutemen 1-0.
Now, actually, you just took the words right out of my mouth there. It's an absolute dominant performance. It's not been as great as last night. There's been a few sloppy passes and all that, but just from the Maine Black Bears, they've just been absolutely stifled. Whatever chance they get, they're instantly fizzled out. So hopefully they can keep this momentum going to the second period. Maybe we'll see more goals for the Minutemen. We're yet to see.
All right, we're going to take a break and send it to our engineer, Tim Brown, in the studio. And for those of you on YouTube, it'll just be a screen that's displayed for the next 14 minutes. And myself and Mark will be back for the second period on 91.1 WMUA, the home fort for all your favorite Minutemen sports. Welcome back for the second period of play here on 91.1 WMUA, the home fort for all your favorite Minutemen sports. It's currently 1-0 Minutemen, of course, due to Don Schmelis's first period goal, assisted by Cam O'Neill, which is Schmelis's 7th of the year. But Mark, UMass had 3 power plays in that first period. It felt like this score could have been ran up more than it is. What do you think was missing on the man advantage?
I mean, it's actually kind of hard to tell. I mean, they had a lot of great chances. They were on the attack quite often through all 3 of those power plays. The first 2, I'd say, completely unlucky. I mean, that's just, the game of hockey in a nutshell. The third one, I would say, is just the lack of clinicality between the Minutemen right there. I think it was just the special teams were finally getting frustrated after, 2 home misses and you get your third chance. You expect to be up at least 2-0, but we're still up just only 1 goal from Don Schmelis.
And that, of course, is not safe at all, especially with a Black Bears team that has a lethal offense. Guys like, of course, Taylor McCarr, Harrison Scott, Thomas Friel can put a puck in the back of the net if he has to. But this Maine team only gives up 1.9 goals per game. That's 3rd in the entire nation. And of course, UMass just completely blew past that average in yesterday's game. But do you think they'll be able to do something like that again?
I mean, unfortunately, it looks like, on the defense end, the Maine Black Bears have definitely cleaned up. I say maybe this could be a 2 or 3 goal game, but any chance for another blowout like that, I don't think it's very likely at all.
All right. Second period is just about underway. Mercury and Renwick on the Power U here at the Mullins Center. The next 20 is underway. Maine going left to right. UMass right to left. Maine wins the opening draw. Brandon Charbier holds it behind Boya. He banks it off boards. Can't find Russell. Here's Musa. Shot. Glove by Boya for a whistle. And a quick one, just 19 seconds in. If you're just joining us, I'm Joe Ruggiero. He's Mark Gardyna. Got Tim Brown in the studio and our reporters rinkside. Michael Cromwell has stopped all 8 shots he's faced. UMass has 14 of their own. 13 of 14 have been stopped by Boya. Here come the Black Bears up ice. Is down behind the play is Lucas Mercury. He is very slow to get up, but Renwick will charge into the zone and can't drop it off to Brazil. Here comes O'Hara. He's on the breakaway as he slaps it wide. Mercury slid to touch up on the delayed offsides. What a play by Mercury, and he is down on the UMass bench. That took everything he had to do that. O'Hara will send it deep and change. And the attention turns to Lucas Mercury now. Not really sure what happened behind the play. He was just face down for a while. We'll have to check up on him. UMass already lost a forward in Daniel Yenchko in yesterday's game. Would not want to see Mercury go down. Here's Keenan. Shot! Scores! A bar down beauty from Larry Keenan. His 3rd goal of his career. And out of nowhere, the Minutemen extend their lead to 2.
I got to say, you love to hear that ding when the puck goes in. It's just absolute top shelf shot. Boy, I just didn't have much of a chance at all.
Just blew it past him. And the freshman Red Wings draft pick has scored for the first time since January 3rd against Cornell. Larry Keenan, his 9th point of his career. There's a shot by Thomas Friel that goes wide off glass. It bounces. Suniev with the assist, the sole assist on that goal. Nobe's shot wide. Rebound off end boards to Friel, left side. Thomas Friel this way and that. Working on Larry Keenan, the goal scorer. It goes to the near side. Musa is able to clear. Idar Suniev, his 18th assist of the year, 35th point. The puck is in the Minutemen zone. Maine pressuring, turned it over to Ryan Lautenbach. He will just barely send it into the Black Bear zone, and they'll look up ice. Luke Antonacci enters on the right and shoots, smothered by Michael Hrabel for a whistle. And, I mean, couldn't ask for anything more to start the second period.
Absolutely. I mean, pretty much just, getting a goal from at the open of every period. It's kind of like have to be really starting to frustrate the Maine Black Bears quite a lot, especially you just saw the little bit of an interchange between Oscar Komarov right in front of Michael Hrabel. They've been known to be physical, and they certainly have been tonight. Mercury back onto the ice after going down with an apparent injury. He looks just fine. The puck is stuck along the inboards to Alvin Boya's right. Brazil and Mercury digging for it. So is Cole O'Hara. Brazil starts up. The captain passes it off to Nemo. Sends it right out front just ahead of Komarov. And Hrabel dove to try and stop that one. There was no shot made. Here's O'Hara. Breaks in on the right. Drops it off Mercury. Shot wide of the goal. And it comes all the way out on the other side. Sent right back in by Owen Murray. The Minutemen will go for a full change. Dumped in by the Black Bears. Hrabel plays it for Owen behind his net. Now Delelche. Delelche to Jack Musa. Saucers it up to Van Tassel. Now right side, Murray. Shot blocked by Bodie Nobes, out of play. And pretty decent crowd on hand here today. Would like to see more butts and seats down in the student section, but of course the Blarney festivities earlier today probably slashed those numbers completely in half. Actually I was going to say the opposite thing. I'd say I'm surprised there's this much people here from the Blarney blowout.
Yep. Unfortunately, the energy was definitely higher yesterday, but the Minutemen are unfazed, up 2-0 on the number 4 pairwise Black Bears. Delelche fires into the glove of Boya for another whistle.
Credit to Boya for catching that shot. I mean, I didn't think he would make that, but he did, even though that was possibly a little off wide.
Delelche earns another offensive zone draw. Van Tassel will come in to take it against Renwick. Won again by, they'll call him for a false start. Of course, Van Tassel not a centerman. Dewar got tossed from the draw before that one, and Van Tassel won it, so they decided to go back to Van Tassel, but he jumped that time. Now Dewar back in to take the draw against Renwick, and Renwick will win it to Jurasevic. He'll start up ice. Frank Jurasevic cuts in on the left. Shot. Saved by Hrabel. Gets his own rebound. Skeets around the net to the near side. Jurasevic. Shot again. Save again by Michael Hrabel.
Well, it definitely looks like the Black Bears finally decided to show up to this game. They're getting shots on that, but it's actually really easy for Michael Hrabel to do. He hasn't been pressured for pretty much most of this game so far.
He's only seen 11 shots. He's stopped all of them. And the Minutemen's overall save percentage, and of course Michael Hrabel's save percentage, got a .003% bump after yesterday's game. That put them tied 5th nationally in team save percentage. Hrabel is on his game late in the season. Down low, it's Sully Sholey. Sent to the near side, Antonacci. Luke Antonacci, the Princeton, New York native. Breen pressed up against the boards by Kosman, and it's sent out to the power U for Brandon Holt. He'll sky it to the corner. First to it, Lyndon Alger. Owen Fowler Tries to send it around the boards, but it's a little flubber that goes to the stick of Suniev. He'll try the long pass to Lashmelis. Settles down to the stick of Brandon Holt. And now David Brazil. Brazil leads the team in blocks and clearly he has some offensive prowess as well. Makes a nice move there to cut into the zone. Scott, his shot deflected wide by Michael Hravel. Banked off boards out to Connors by Lautenbeck. And here he is, Ryan Lautenbeck on senior night. Cuts middle, and he's pressured from behind. Good defense there by the Black Bears, Thomas Pichette. And Pichette slaps it low. Right side of the zone, Thomas Friel. Pressured by Joey Musa and Kenny Connors. He comes to the stick of Del Alche, and now Kennedy O'Connor to regroup. 14:30 to go in the middle frame. 2-0 Minutemen, courtesy Lashmelis and Larry Keenan.
Makes you think about the potential for Larry Keenan in the coming year. I mean, second goal in just a matter of months. It's not really a great statistic, but there is potential for him.
Yeah, 3 goals on the year now. And he has been shut out offensively due to his partner, Francesco Del Alche. He takes the offensive load off of Keenan's shoulders, and I'd say Keenan takes the defensive load off of Del Alche's shoulders. So that dynamic has worked out for the 2 freshmen.
It's been a little bit of interchange between Jack Musa and Taylor McCarr just right then and there.
Yeah, Jack Musa has just lost his helmet due to contact from Taylor McCarr, and that draws an immediate whistle from the referees. But we are under immediate timeout here in the second period. We're going to send it ringside for Julia Williams. She's got a report on the seniors.
Thanks, John. It's a special night for UMass hockey as we honor 4 seniors who have left their mark on this program. Lyndon Alger, Ryan Lautenbach, Lucas Mercury, and Joey Musa. Musa, a Dartmouth transfer and brother of Jack Musa. Alger, Lautenbach, and Mercury, all captains for the Minutemen, have had an incredible career at UMass. All these seniors' work ethic, leadership, and passion for the entire program is what makes it so hard to say bye to them. They're the backbone of this team, and they deserve this night to be celebrated from all their accomplishments that they have made at UMass. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Julia. It's always fun to honor the seniors in the final regular season game. Their ceremony will come up after the game, and that'll probably be a little bit too late for us, but it's always great to mention their efforts here at UMass. I must remind you that this broadcast of UMass Hockey is brought to you by the Mill River Tavern in Hatfield, a neighborhood bar and restaurant situated just on the other side of the Connecticut River, not far from UMass. From signature cocktails to brick oven pizza, this small town tavern offers everything needed for an evening with friends or a sit-down meal with the family. The tavern is open Monday through Saturday as late as 9:30. The Mill River Tavern is online at millrivertavern.com and on Instagram and Facebook. We thank the Mill River Tavern for their kind support. Back underway here in the second period. It's Scott and Lashmelis. It's won by Scott to Pichette, far side. Spins it towards the net. Contact in front, and Friel wasn't able to grab it. Here come the Minutemen up ice. Lashmelis and Suniev 2-on-2 into the zone. Lashmelis pressured from behind by Friel. He'll try a self-pass off the boards down low. He's held up with Holt. It goes to the far side, Pichette. Trying to get it out now is Harrison Scott. Finds Friel up ice, and now Brandon Holt enters on the right. Holt, now Friel, makes a move on Del Alche. Right corner, Thomas Friel. He's hit down by Francesco. And here's Murray up ice to Suniev. Backhands it across to Kosman. Leaves it for Suniev. Shot, save Boya. Rebound, backhanded wide by Suniev. Owen Fowler plays it for Antonacci. And that's a penalty on Nick Van Tassel as he hits down a Maine Black Bear head first into the boards. And Maine will get their first chance on the power play as Van Tassel goes to the box. And still down on the ice is the Black Bear. We don't have an angle on him right now. It's Owen Fowler as he gets up very slowly.
I would just like to make a very quick update on the other hockey game going on underway that's very vital for the UMass Minutemen. The Providence Friars against the Northeastern Huskies. The Northeastern Huskies have finally just got one goal back. It is 2-1 at the end of the second period.
It's a big score right there, of course, mentioned at the top of the broadcast. Providence has all tiebreakers over the Minutemen. So UMass ideally wins 3, and Providence at least drops 1. That's what people are hoping for. But you get it. UMass needs at least 1 more point than the Friars. Maine to the power play. They win the faceoff. Sholey across to Jurasevic. A good opportunity for Maine to cut into this 2-goal UMass lead. Jurasevic up top to Sholey. Right side, Taylor McCarr, the former Minutemen. Across to Jurasevic. Sholey, right circle. Shot blocked by Cole O'Hara and cleared by Kenny Connors.
I was going to say it wasn't much of a clearance. It goes right to one of the Black Bears players. I almost said Friars.
You have to keep an eye on that Friars game, but here comes McCarr right back into the zone, getting boos from the crowd, and a good job by Kenny Connors to take it away from the former Minuteman, and Connors sent to the length of the ice. This Maine power play, 21.6%. That's 24th in the nation after going 0 for 4 tonight, or last night, excuse me. Sholey spins it middle. NATO stopped by Michael Hrabel.
Shot like that, you got to think it's got to still sting.
Yeah, caught it in the shoulder. Here's Charlie Russell, scored the only goal for Maine in yesterday's game. Circles the zone. Jurasevic up top. Frank Jurasevic leaves it for Russell. Is able to grab that puck right circle. Down low, Russell around the net. Surveys his options. Poked off the puck by Alger and cleared by Alger. And that puck went out of play. It was right into the UMass bench. The faceoff will come back to the Minutemen zone.
It was, the right idea for Lyndon Alger, but I think he sent it a little too far, too wide, and unfortunately, still pressure on the Minutemen and their net.
.37 seconds until Van Tassel's out of the box. And as for the Minutemen penalty kill that killed, as I said, all 4 Maine power plays in yesterday's game, 84.1%. That's 12th nationally and 3rd in conference. O'Hara backhands it out to Larry Keenan looking up ice. And he doesn't get far on that chance. Keystone Cops for the Black Bears as Scott ran into Russell. 17 seconds until Van Tassel's out of the box. Here's Harrison Scott, the assistant captain. Enters on the right. Leaves it for Brandon Holt. Gets it across to Brazil. Brazil left side. Up top, Holt. Holt right, left circle. Now Brazil again. Back to Holt. Van Tassel's out of the box. Holt shot wide. Rebound right side, Brazil. David Brazil skates low. Leaves it for Lyndon Breen. Breen this way and that. Working on O'Hara. Gets it across to Antonacci. Shot saved by Hrabel. No rebound for the whistle.
And of course, now it's just pretty much the Black Bears are now 0 for 2 on their power play, which kind of just leaves you feeling that we're not going to get much of a special teams night tonight.
Yep, there's been now 4 power plays in this game in total. The Minutemen coming up empty 3 times, and of course the Black Bears empty once. Face-off left out, Komarov and Connors. Won by Komarov. Here is Nemo. Backhand try on the wraparound, stop by Hrabel. It goes to the far corner, Brazil off his line. Up top, Pichette left point. His shot is blocked into the crowd for another whistle. And a lucky fan gets a souvenir in the final game in the regular season. If you're just joining us, John Ruggiero, Mark Gardyna, our rinkside reporter crew, and Tim Brown, 2-0 Minutemen, midway through the second. Luke Antonacci can't hit it low. Connors banks it off glass out to Lautenbach. He tries to poke it middle to Joey Musa. Pressured from behind by Antonacci. Taken away by Connors. Out front, Musa backhand. Stopped by Boya rebounds there. It was actually Lawton back on that chance. He'll shoot again. Stopped again by Boya. Here comes Pichette up ice. Doesn't get too far with that chance, but a turnover by the Minutemen. Komarov's little floater was probably blocked in front. The faceoff goes out of play for a whistle with 9:35 to go in the second period. We're going to take a quick break and be right back on 91.1 WMUA, the home fort for all your favorite Minutemen sports. Welcome back to the Mullins Center. Ruggiero Mark Gardyna. 9 minutes to go in the second period. The puck is in the UMass zone. Delalche finds Suniev. Backhands it up and out. Nobes off boards. Stopped at the UMass blue line, but now in for Nolan Renwick. The assistant captain sends it low to the stick of Owen Murray. He can't connect with Delalche. It goes out to the neutral zone and right back in by the Black Bears. Up ice, it's Mercury. Tries to send it across, but Van Tassel is changing off for O'Hara. And the Black Bears are stopped once again at the UMass blue line, having a heck of a time just entering the UMass zone. Here's Musa, sends it across. Mercury, stopped by Boya. Right side, Sholey. Sends it up the far side, Owen Fowler. Exits through the neutral zone and dribbles it in to the near corner and sent around to the far side. Onto the stick of Cole O'Hara to skate out once again, but he's pressured by Lyndon Breen. It goes to the Black Bears to regroup.
I mean, I would say plays like that, like Lyndon Breen just did, was kind of just a little bit of better desperation right there, just getting in front like that. He could have drawn a penalty.
Yep, things are not going the Black Bears' way at the worst time of the season because you need all cylinders going. There's a reverse hit by Lyndon Alger, and he'll shoot. Blocked in front. Rebound, far side O'Neill.
Not the really best idea to shoot from that position from Lyndon Alger, but he's been trying some strange shots all night so far.
He'll shoot again. Stopped by Boyer. Rebound, top of the slot, sent away by a Black Bear. Now to the near corner. Alger cannot keep in the clearing attempt, but he takes down Brazil as he tried to go ahead with it. And Brazil is incensed that wasn't a penalty. Musa. Cross corner dump. The Minutemen will chase, but it's Jurasevic right out to Calafiore. He did not play in yesterday's game. Anthony Calafiore, Staten Island, New York native. Goes to the right side. Kennedy O'Connor and Calafiore, they go down together in the corner. Fans not happy with that contact. Lishmelis sends it off of someone on the Black Bears bench for a whistle.
No, I know it sounds like a broken record, but just seeing three bodies fly on that within just, 20 seconds of it, that is pretty signal of Maine's desperation to get right back in this game. 2 goals down, and of course, more than half of this game has been expired.
Yeah, the Black Bears, not much going their way. They're probably a little bit confused on why. I feel like things have just kind of meshed with this team. They're not exactly going to woo you with any sort of dazzling goals. They only have one draft pick, and that's Taylor McCarr. And he's probably only picked to the Avalanche because of his brother, Cale. So it just goes to show the coaching that they have been under by Ben Barr. That has led to their great success, but not much success this weekend.
I was going to say, he's been carrying the Black Bears for most of the season, and for last night and so far tonight, he's been extraordinarily quiet.
Yeah, Taylor McCarr, that is. I mean, the reigning Hockey East Player of the Month has nothing to show for it. It's funny, the runner-up for that award was Cole O'Hara, and he's the only one that's made any noise between the two of them this weekend. Dumped in by the Minutemen to the far side. 6 minutes to go in the second period. 2-0 Minutemen. Renwick up the right side. Right corner, Josh Nadeau. Banks it off boards up top. Nobes gets a tip from Renwick, and that one goes out of play. And with 5:49 to go in the second period, we're under immediate time out. Ava is rinkside with a report on Larry Keenan. Take it away, Ava.
Thanks, guys. Larry is a freshman who has really become a huge, really key player for the Minutemen's defensive line this season. He actually just scored a goal a little while ago, so we're happy for him here. Because he's a freshman, he told me he looks up to his teammates, and he sees confidence with the can build through his game. He had the only goal for the guys back when they played Providence last November. And the last game against UMass Lowell, he made an assist for Idar's goal, which was a key turning point in the game. Coach Carve has told us multiple times that him and Francesco, as freshmen, are going to leave UMass with much more experience than Owen Murray and Lucas Olvestad if they keep playing at the level that they are. Francesco and Larry played together in Canada in the BCHL, and I also asked Larry a little bit more about their friendship outside of hockey, and he pretty much told me they get almost every meal together, and Francesco is basically the driver. Of course, I had to grab Francesco and ask Larry if he's giving him gas money, and he said no. Congrats, Larry. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ava. The freshmen have certainly bonded here in Amherst. Of course, they played together on the Penticton Vs of the BCHL. They've been together on the back end for a while. Face off to Michael Hrabel's left on the right dot. Connors and Renwick. And apparently Connors jumped on that draw. In comes Joey Musa. And for Joey Musa was the monkey off his back in yesterday's win over Maine. He scored his first goal in 27 games with the Minutemen. Here comes Taylor McCarr. Enters the zone, but it is offsides. McCarr took the shot anyway, and Ryan Lautenbach takes exception to that one.
I was going to say, that's a questionable offside call. I mean, Owen Murray had plenty of space right in front of Taylor McCarr. But, of course, the Minutemen were kind of like saved by that break.
Yeah, there was the Maine bench that was the product of that offsides. There was a change happening, and McCarr just entered at the wrong time. Renwick and Mercury on the draw. One by Mercury to Murray right side. Owen Murray. Cross corner dump left side. It's fought for there by Nobes and Musa. Taken away by Nadeau. He knocks down O'Hara, and here comes Renwick and Nadeau. Nadeau right side. Saucered middle for Renwick. Stopped by Hrabel as down behind the play is Mercury. He's just thrown to the ice by Taylor McCarr, and he bounced his head off the post, and because of that, McCarr's going to the box. But Mercury is down.
And with that call, it's pretty much, I think McCarr just lost all the love and sympathy he pretty much had.
And they're calling it a 5-minute major as of right now. The refs are going to go to the penalty bench to look at it. And standing now is Lucas Mercury. He's taking a beating tonight. It's the second time he's gone down due to an apparent injury. 5-minute major, game misconduct to Taylor McCarr. And he may have just skated off the Mullins Center ice for the final time in his career. The fans wave goodbye. A 5-minute power play coming up for the Minutemen.
Which is, truly grateful for us. I mean, me personally, I was kind of go into this game, kind of a little excited to see Taylor McCarr, but like I said, that hit right then and there was just kind of like, all right, it's no love lost.
And Mercury will skate off the ice, probably a call from the spotter. He will have to get checked. So he will not be on this power play. Connors to Suniev, left side O'Hara. Down low, it is Cam O'Neill joining the first unit. O'Neill, now O'Hara, left circle, back to O'Neill. Shot, saved by Boya and cleared immediately by Jurasevic. The Minutemen 0 for 3 on the power play. Crabble passes it up to O'Neill. O'Neill right corner. Cam O'Neill finds Cole O'Hara. Makes a couple moves right side. O'Hara up top. Connors misplays it. And Fowler and Connors are in a race for the loose puck. First to it will be Connors, but he leaves it behind and he's buried behind the play. That could have been another call there.
Should have been another call there.
Refs keep the whistles away for now. Suniev left side. Spins it across the ice. It bounces to the far side.
Looks like he kind of lost his orientation with that spin.
Yeah, and here's Nobes. Slap shot just wide. 1 minute gone on the 5-minute major to Taylor McCarr. He has been ejected from this game. And the Minutemen power play will look to at least add one more to their 2-goal lead. DeLelche fakes the drop pass and skates in. Now right side to Lautenbach, pressured from behind by Nadeau. Pasted to the far corner boards. Brazil takes it away to Antonacci to clear the length of the ice. First to it is actually Michael Hrabel to play it off glass to Lushmelis. It would have been Renwick who won the race, but good job by Hrabel to grab that one. And the Minutemen will start up the ice once more with 3:10 to go on the man advantage. Right side, Lautenbach. A flip to the left corner. Lushmelis plays it around back to Lautenbach right side. Pressured there by Scott and taken away by Friel to clear it. The Minutemen power play not looking like they did yesterday.
Kind of wondering when we're going to hear word about Mercury there. I mean, I'm actually shocked he actually managed to get up off his skates after that hit.
Yeah, I think it's precautionary, but you never know, especially with head injuries. Here's Scott into the zone. Jurasevic on his left. Scott, shot off the side of the net. Jurasevic goes crashing into the net. It's off its moorings, and they have to blow it dead.
That definitely took its time to blow the whistle off that mooring.
Yes, and they're going to have the face-off stay in the Minutemen zone. So Jurasevic was knocked down by a Minuteman. 2:25 to go on the 5-minute major. 2:39 to go in the period. And a 2-goal lead, considered the most dangerous lead in hockey. You got to think the Minutemen really want to push for 3 at the end of the second period.
I mean, with pretty much, more than 2 minutes left on the power play, they definitely have more than ample time. Especially this being in the dying minutes of the second period. It's pretty much go time.
Mercury is back onto the ice. He changes off for O'Neill, skates into the zone. Suniev left side. Aidar Suniev. Left corner. Now up top, Kenny Connors. Left point, finds O'Hara. Slows it down. Now out front, Mercury. Back to O'Hara, left dot. Cole O'Hara. Back down low, Mercury. Poked away by Boya. Back to O'Hara. Shot. Saved by Boya. Rebound to the near side. Cleared by Jurasevic.
Boya's glove was just in the right place for that. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think he was ready for that.
Mercury looking just fine on this shift. Down 2 times to injury tonight. No worse for wear. Here's Musa. He's hit down as he hit it into the zone, courtesy Owen Fowler. And the puck will be passed up towards Owen Fowler. Good defense by Kenny Connors, but now Bodie Nobes, the reinforcement, to send it into the Minutemen zone. 1:12 to go on the power play. Still not much happening for the Minutemen. Here's Larry Keenan. He scored the most recent UMass goal. Enters on the left. Larry Keenan skates around Boya to the right. He loses it to Lautenbach. Sent back the other way. Leschmelis left side. Leschmelis now O'Neill left corner. Sends it around the boards to the right to Keenan. Down low O'Neill. Now Leschmelis. And back to O'Neill. Leschmelis again. Lautenbach to Del Alce now. Leschmelis once more left dot. Up top Del Alce. Shot. Blocked in front. 30 seconds remaining on the power play. Lautenbach skates behind the goal. Ryan Lautenbach, the assistant captain. Del Alce now. Leschmelis up top. Lautenbach fires, saved by Boya. And he didn't even know it.
They were just making the right moves. It's just the improper positioning.
10 seconds until the power play is over. And a 5-minute major comes and goes for UMass as Calafiore is out of the box, sitting for Taylor McCarr. Alger makes a move, left dot, in front, Musa denied by Boya. Man, oh man, Joey Musa looking for a second goal in as many nights.
Once again, that just really came down to the position of the stick. It kind of looked like Boyle really wasn't ready for it, but just the tip of his foot pads just caught it and rebounded that.
2.2 remains on the clock. 2-0 the score in a wild second period. Face off right dot. Won by Mercury, shot by Connors. Blocked in front, and that's the end of the second period. And the Minutemen add a goal from Larry Keenan, and the Maine Black Bears lose a player. Their reigning Hockey East Player of the Month, Taylor McCarr, will sit for the rest of this game, and the Minutemen have a 2-goal lead to protect heading into the third.
I mean, personally, I think that's definitely a bit of a fall from grace. That was just completely uncalled for. That was deliberate and all that. So, unfortunately, I mean, even though Taylor McCarr is a draft pick, the Colorado Avalanche has got to be looking at that footage for, controlling his temper going forward.
We're going to send it rinkside. Zeke will talk about the development of the defense.
Thank you, John. And this second period and this whole game, quite frankly, has been highlighted by the awesome UMass defense from guys like Lyndon Alger and Kennedy O'Connor anchoring the third line defense to established veterans like Owen Murray and Lucas Olvestad, all the way to freshmen like Francesco Delice and Larry Keenan. It has been a full course meal for the defense and all of the pieces contributing at once. Larry Keenan with a goal, Francesco Delice quarterbacking the power play. All players have played a big role this season, and that's a big reason why UMass are up 2-0 and have a massive chance to sweep the number 4 Maine Black Bears at home. Back to you, John.
Thank you, Zeke. Great words from one of our young freshmen. Before we send it to Tim Brown, I must remind you that this broadcast of UMass Hockey is brought to you by the Mill River Tavern in Hatfield, a neighborhood bar and restaurant situated just on the other side of the Connecticut River, not far from UMass. From signature cocktails to brick oven pizza, this small town tavern offers everything needed for an evening with friends or sit down meal with the family. The tavern is open Monday through Saturday as late as 9:30. The Mill River Tavern is online at millrivertavern.com and on Instagram and Facebook. We thank the Mill River Tavern for their kind support. Leschmelis and Keenan, the goal scorers. UMass goes up 2 heading into the third period. We're going to send it to Tim Brown for a second intermission show on 91.1 WMUA, the home fort for all your favorite Minutemen sports. Welcome back to the Mullins Center. John Ruggiero, Mark Gardyna, Tim Brown in the studio. It all comes down to this. The final 20 minutes await. The Minutemen, of course, are up 2-0. Mark, how can they keep their lead and finish the sweep?
I mean, pretty much it just comes down to a very short and simple thing. It's just get that third goal. I mean, like I said earlier in this broadcast, I didn't think it's going to be just another blowout. It's going to be another defensive battle, just trying to figure out the Blackbirds' defense. And with this 2-goal lead, of course, you said it's dangerous, but there is a very high potential that it might actually be broken by an empty net later in the game.
Good thing to mention, though, it is a negative point, and I apologize for it, but against Lowell and against UNH, the Minutemen did blow a 2-goal lead in the third period. It happened twice, so as recently as last weekend, the Minutemen cannot afford to have that happen tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, with the Providence Friar game still 2-1, of course, the Huskies are still trying to claw back. But unfortunately, they definitely need this win at this point.
Continue to remind everyone at home that Providence does earn all of the tiebreakers over UMass. So if the Northeastern Huskies were able to, at the very least, take that game to overtime, that would be absolutely huge for the Minutemen. Because 3 points at that point would be impossible. For the Friars, only 2. The final 20 minutes of the season is right now. Lucas Mercury, Nolan Renwick. Can the Maine Black Bears come back, or can the Minutemen finish the job? We're underway for the third period. Holt dumps it in after a Maine face-off win, but right out come the Minutemen. Lucas Mercury chips it low. Jurasevic first to it, pressured by Lucas. It comes to the stick of Brandon Holt and kicked ahead by Russell to Alger. He's cut off that puck at the UMass blue line, and it comes back to Jurasevic to slow things down. Black Bears working right to left, the Minutemen left to right in the final 20 minutes. Brandon Holt sends it into the UMass zone, first to it Alger. Keeps it going around the far side. Zuniev. Now Lishmella stops at the main blue line. Now fires it in. Around behind Boya. Nobes. Near turnover, but it goes to Fowler. And up for Pichette. Keeps it going left corner. Murray and Pichette come together. Delalce sends it around to Nobes. He'll shoot. Wide. Rebound off the inboards to Brazil, left side. Around to the right now, Owen Fowler. Backhands it to the corner. Murray's there. And back to Fowler once again. Now Breen. Across to Brazil, left point. Brazil, shot, blocked in front by Murray. And cleared by the junior defenseman. Nobes and Musa and Friel come together after a clear in by Nobes. Some contact that time by the Dartmouth transfer, Joey Musa. Here comes Brandon Holt. 3-on-2 for the Black Bears into the zone. Right side shot, wide, I believe by Josh Nadeau. 17:44 to go in the third. Still 2-0 Minutemen. Here's Scott into the zone. Now a shot stopped by Michael Hravel. A flashy save for a whistle, stopping Nick Nemo.
It's starting to look extraordinarily dangerous for the Minutemen right now, with the Black Bears pretty much popping off quite a lot of shots in the first 3 minutes of the third period.
Yeah. The Minutemen have been stuck in their own zone a couple times now, and the shot count is 25-17 in favor of the Minutemen, but The Black Bears have shortened that margin early in the third as some repair work is being done in Michael Hrabel's crease. Face-off will be on the far dot, Komarov and Mercury. Won by Mercury to Larry Keenan. Scored the second UMass goal in the second period. Here's Musa. Around the net he goes, right side. Jack Musa tries to send it out front to Mercury. Couldn't corral that pass. It's sent into the glove by Delalce from the red line. Or the glove of Boya by Delalce. And here comes Maine up the ice. Calafiore sends it middle, almost to Komarov for a shooting chance there. Now it's Mercury far side, banks it off glass and out. Maine holding most of the possession here in this third period, but not many dangerous chances to show for it just yet. Renwick plays it off. Scholey shot high and wide. Rebound right side, up top to Nobes. Shot blocked, and it flutters wide to the left corner. Scholey plays it off Leschmelis. Don's Leschmelis scored the first UMass goal. Rumbles in, cuts middle, left side, the Bruins draft pick, left corner. Don's Leschmelis. Skates to the middle for Suniev. Backhands it across Keenan. Out front looking for a tip. It went through everybody. Far side, Alger plays it low. No one's there but Bodie Nopes. Up for Sully Scholey. Scholey sends it to the right corner and will change. Not much happening in this third period as Connors deflects it out of play.
Pretty much just a little bit of the calm after the first little explosion there.
Breen having a word with one of the linesmen looking for where the draw should take place. They will drop it at center ice. Breen probably wanted an offensive zone draw as that puck was deflected out of play by Connors after an Alger clear. But here's Murray to Delalce. Now Joey Musa looking up ice to Connors. He'll enter the zone. Connors drops it off to Lautenbach. Now back to the stick of the LA Kings draft pick, Kenny Connors. Backhands it low for Joey Musa. Musa, the grad student for Lautenbach. Both of those players honored tonight on senior night. The board battle is happening in the right corner. Holt for Brazil, pressured by Connors and Lautenbach. Turnover to Joey Musa momentarily, but cleared by Breen. Owen Murray starting out for the Minutemen. He'll circle back to the goal line right next to Michael Hrabel. He'll fan on his pass attempt, but gets it back to his stick, and Mercury plays it off to Musa into the zone. Musa's shot blocked by Jurasevic, a diving defensive play. But now it's O'Hara with the puck, right dot. Shot just high and wide.
That was brilliant thinking by Jurasevic. If he didn't dive down for that, that could have been extremely dangerous.
Here's a move into the zone. Nato, middle, Antonacci scores! Luke Antonacci with his first goal since his freshman year. All the way back on February 24th of 2023, he cuts the Minutemen's lead in half, 2-1. Of course, it's his first goal of the year, third point for the junior defenseman out of Princeton, New York. Both of his assists came last weekend, and now he's on the board in a big way. Maine has cut into the UMass lead. Here's Leschmelis looking for a response. Josh Nato picks up the assist. That's his 17th of the year. Bodie Nobes for Scholey. Life is building in the Black Bears. Scholey tries to send it around, but it's sticked away by Owen Murray into the netting.
I mean, that was just pretty much just a kind of a brainless goof on the Minutemen's behalf, because they were just been kind of like just nothing stale, and they didn't react to that attack at all. I mean, unfortunately, I kind of saw it coming when the Black Bears pressed, but the Minutemen definitely need to do more at this point.
It was a great defensive play on one end by Frank Jarasevic, and then all of a sudden, the Black Bears were coming back the other way. Nadeau to Antonacci. 2-1 with 14:04 to go in the third. Face off left on Michael Hrabel's right. Won by the Minutemen to Owen Murray. Can't play it up the far side. It's cut off by Nemo, but now taken by Lautenbach. Tipped in by Joey Musa. He'll race with Jarasevic for the puck in the left corner. Lautenbach is there. He tries to play it up top. Komarov harassed from behind by Lautenbach. It goes back to the left corner. Nice play by Brandon Holt to evade the forecheck in Musa, but a big crushing hit by Ryan Lautenbach. Absolutely wrecks Brandon Holt. Looking for any sort of charge by the Minutemen here. A shot from the red line into the glove of Boya for a whistle, and just like that, we'll go back under a media break here in the third period. I must remind you that this broadcast of UMass Hockey is brought to you by the Mill River Tavern in Hatfield, a neighborhood bar and restaurant situated just on the other side of the Connecticut River, not far from UMass. From signature cocktails to brick oven pizza, this small town tavern offers everything needed for an evening with friends or a sit-down meal with the family. The tavern is open Monday through Saturday as late as 9:30 and is online at millrivertavern.com and on Instagram and Facebook. We thank the Mill River Tavern for the kind support. 13:16 to go in the third period. We're going to send it rinkside. Zeke Altman has a Hockey East scoring update.
Big updates around the Hockey East. Boston College beat Merrimack 6-0, clinching the Hockey East title yesterday. BU versus Vermont finished in a 6-1 Terrier start. UNH versus UMass Lowell is going on, but the big one that matters the most for the Minutemen is the contest happening at Matthews Arena in the Hockey East. It is for the Northeastern. The Northeastern Huskies are trailing the Providence Friars 2-3. Now the reason why that matters is that if UMass win this game and Providence lose to the Huskies, the Minutemen would clinch the first round bye and play UConn in the second round. But if one of those things doesn't happen, then UMass would be in line to face the UNH Wildcats team that gave UMass problems here at the Mullen Center for the first round. As things stand, UMass will be at the Mullen Center this Wednesday. Sending it back to you, John.
Thank you, Zeke. Back under play here at the Mullen Center, 13 minutes to go in the third and final period. Maine trying to set up in the UMass zone. It goes up top. Bodie Nobes. Shot. Blocked in front. Rebound to O'Hara. Plays it up for Mercury. Evades the hit but loses the puck in the neutral zone. Nobes rips it around the boards to the left. First to it, Keenan. Keeps it going up the near side. And it comes to the stick of Fowler. Left corner. But now Mercury's there to dig for it as well. O'Hara trying to find Suniev. Pressured by Brazil. Here's O'Hara to skate out. Cole O'Hara plays it for Suniev. Back to O'Hara, waiting for reinforcements. O'Hara, shot, stopped by Boya. Rebound, just wide by Lashmelis.
I think the intended pass was for a deflection. Of course, they just hit right into Boya.
Suniev and Kosman go down. Maine trying to get it out. It's on the near side. Kosman and Lashmelis digging for it there. Bo Kosman skates towards the middle. Now Suniev right corner. Idar Suniev. Up top to Del Alce. The freshman sensation fires. Stopped by Boya's blocker. Lashmelis sends it low. Kosman to dig for it with Suniev against Scott and Jurasevic. Down goes Kosman. Scott grabs possession. Pressured by Suniev. But now Suniev will give up and the Black Bears will regroup. Suniev heads off to the bench. Here comes Frank Jarasevic. Flips it to the left corner. First to it, Owen Murray. Del Elche can't send it around. It goes to Josh Nadeau. Picked up an assist. Shot blocked by Del Elche. Connors can't grab possession. Now it's Lawton back. Skies it to the blue line and just barely out. Now Connors grabs the loose puck. Cuts middle. Shot. Gloved by Alvin Moya for a whistle.
Just wasn't really the right shot he was thinking of. I mean, just couldn't have DK. I think he should have just fired off as soon as he got it, but unfortunately, thankfully conceding that goal kind of put the Minutemen right back in their place. They've been alive again.
They're up to 30 shots now with 10:59 to go in the third. It seemed like for a little bit in this third period, the Minutemen were just kind of holding on, but they've provided an extra spark once again. Mercury jumped on the draw. They'll redrop it, even though Maine literally won the faceoff. Give Mercury, well, they'll toss Mercury. It'll give Jack Musa a chance to win it against Renwick. Right dot faceoff to Alban Boy's left. Won by Musa. Alger, shot, gloved by Boya for another whistle.
I mean, so far it's been just pretty much the easy shots from the Minutemen. They're not really trying to challenge Boya at all.
I think the one thing that they are emphasizing, though, is keeping possession, holding it in the main zone, especially deep along the end wall.
I mean, just like you said, there's nothing more dangerous than a 2-goal lead, but how about a 1-goal lead?
Exactly. It's not comfortable. They need to build it. Can't be playing passive. And Maine will enter here. Russell, right side, Antonacci sends it middle off the skate of Mercury, and here comes O'Hara up ice. Cole O'Hara enters on the left, cuts towards the middle, tries to dangle around Russell. Good defense there by the New York sophomore. 10:22 to go in a dramatic third period. Turned over, and a shot, scores! Just like that, it's Nicholas Nemo to tie the game, and another 2-goal lead has been blown by the Minutemen.
Well, John, it looks like the broadcaster curse is getting alive. You called it.
Yep. Man, just, you could feel that it wasn't safe, and just like that, Maine returns to their old ways and puts the puck in the back of the net, courtesy Nicholas Nemo. His third goal of the year. His first goal since December against Stonehill. And this is building for an intense finish here at the Mullins Center. Leschmelis wins the draw. The Minutemen looking for a response. Both of those 2-goal leads that the Minutemen blew ultimately went to a shootout. Bad angle try by Lyndon Breen off the side of the post. Up top, David Brazil, left side. Brazil fires it wide of the post. It comes up top to Nobes. Shot, blockered away by Hrabel. There's only been 19 Maine shots, and 2 of them have found their way past Hrabel. O'Connor plays it up to Connors. He'll tip it in. Jurasevic looking for the breakout with Scott. Pressured by Connors. Musa fires. Saved by Boya. Jurasevic kicks it to a Maine player, but goes down in the process. That doesn't matter. He made the defensive play nicely. And the puck goes to Hrabel. Now Alger. Banks it off boards to Lautenbach. Up to Connors. Enters the zone. Kenny Connors shot. Saved by Boya. Man, he made that one look easy.
Once again, they're just not making the right shots. It's getting frustrating.
Friel hit by Keenan in the left corner. Larry Keenan for Lucas Mercury. Mercury's been injured a couple times in this game. Has to have revenge on his mind. He'll take the puck in the left corner. Sends it up top, Del Elche. Point to Murray. Right side. Hits it off some dead wood. A broken stick is on the ice, and that benefits the Black Bears. It goes to Renwick, now Holt. Banks it off glass and out.
And just a quick update that if this is a victory, it looks like it is just going to be only a moral victory only. The Providence Friars and the Northeastern Huskers have finished 3-2.
Here's Don's Lushmelis. Enters on the left. Now Suniev looking middle, had Murray, but a nice defensive play by a Black Bear to stick that one away. The puck is in the right corner. And yes, that game has gone final. Providence has won. This game is huge in the sense of pairwise still, though. But UMass will finish at least 6th. Well, they will finish 6th as UNH has beaten Lowell once again. So there will be a date on Wednesday for the number 6 seed and the number 11 seed. UMass versus UNH. But back to this. Musa shot. Harassed from behind. He got it away, though. Saved by Boya. Not much on it. And Musa and a Black Bear are caught up behind the play, but here comes Komarov. Left side. Shot. Just over the bar. Crabble might have caught a piece. Here comes Joey Musa once again. Leaves it for Kenny Connors. Now back to Joey Musa. Sends it off. Boards low. Lautenbach tries to spin it middle. No one's home as Musa was going for a change.
I mean, it's a well-intended thought, but of course, he just had to double check before he made the shot.
The Let's Go Black Bears chant breaks out again. The Minutemen faithful do not like it. They respond accordingly. Cole O'Hara for Owen Murray. Dangles right dot. Murray leaves it for O'Hara. Cuts around the net. In front there. It's loose. Who's got it? It goes to the end wall. And Nobes is there. Mercury as well. He's got it now. Mercury tries the shot. He pokes it away. And Antonacci pressured by Mercury. Now O'Hara, top of the slot. O'Hara's shot. Blocked in front. Still with the puck is the Minutemen. Ripped around the boards to the far side, Del Elche. And back down low, Mercury. Mercury out front. Shot is blocked. Rebound scooped up by Luke Antonacci. And what a try there for the Minutemen.
Honestly, that was actually very frustrating to watch. Like I said, it's just the shooting is just completely off, and they really need to double down.
Lushmelis left corner, 5:30 to go in the game. 2-2 the score at the Mullen Center. The Minutemen looking to complete their sweep. Del Elche fakes the shot. Sends it left for Lushmelis. He cuts left dot. Lushmelis in alone. Stopped by Boya. Rebound Keenan. Leaves it for Del Elche. Now Suniev right side. Across to Keenan. Larry Keenan. Shot blocked in front. It goes to the left corner. Nadeau. And the Black Bears settle it down. A bad shot choice there by Keenan. Fowler. Leaves it left side, spins it middle. Good defensive play by Lyndon Alger. Here's Lautenbach. Enters the zone by himself. Lautenbach now has reinforcements. Across to Keenan. Fumbles the puck. Goes to the right corner for Larry. Keenan. Backhands it low. Kenny Connors is there. Connors hits the brakes. Tries to work on Brendan Holtz. Connors kicks it to his stick. It's stuck along the end boards. Here's Joey Musa now, 4:29 to go in the game. Keenan around behind, down low. It's past Jurasevic. And now taken out by the Black Bears. Russell enters on the right. Stopped by Murray. Alger banks it off glass, barely out. Minutemen throwing anything but the kitchen sink at Alvin Boya. 37 shots. 35 of them stopped by the star Maine goaltender. Here's Mercury into the zone left side, pressured by Renwick. Mercury has it behind the goal, out front, and Musa couldn't get a shot away. Brazil was there, looked like it was wide open, and it didn't go. Here's Musa, quick re-entry shot, stopped by Boya. And Tanachi sends it out. Down goes Sully Sholey, courtesy Cole O'Hara. Check the blood pressure, it's rising. 3 minutes to go, here's Sunia, shot, save, rebound, it's blocked, and then missed to the open net was Del Alce. Oh my goodness. Boya, it sold out, a Black Bear blocked it, it didn't go once again. Here's Brain right side. He can't send it middle for Fowler. Here comes Suniev, leaves it for Bo Kosman. Kosman up top, shot, blocked away by Boya. 2:38 to go. Alger fires, blocked wide. Musa spins it middle, no one's home. Oh me, oh my. The Minutemen so close to breaking this tie. Lyndon Alger finds Lautenbach, right side. He enters there. Lautenbach, right corner. Trying to find Joey Musa. It's taken away by Luke Antonacci. He scored the first goal for Maine, and it's sent to the UMass zone. 2 minutes to play. Here's Lautenbach. He's hit down by Antonacci. No call coming. Seemed to just lose his footing a bit, but he was held up in all sorts of ways there.
Absolutely absurd. The linesman was right there.
And you can hear the boos from the UMass crowd. 1:40 to go in the third. Antonacci finds Nobes. The Minutemen forecheck pressuring, but it's out to Sully Sholey. He'll send it into the right corner. Del Alce banks it off boards to O'Hara. Now Lucas Mercury just out of his reach. Russell for Brazil. Holtz gets a tip in from Sholey. 1:14 to go in the game. 2-2 the score. It's all UMass right now. It's sent down low right corner. Down goes Holt, but he plays it ahead to Fowler. And the play is blown dead. I'm not sure why, but with 59.1 seconds to go, we have a stoppage. And we will miss the under 6 media timeout. It will be a neutral zone faceoff. Shots currently 41-19.
We definitely think the scores will be definitely different if you put that into account.
More than double the shots. Timeout UMass. And 1 minute to go for either side to potentially get a regulation victory. I must remind you, unfortunately, with a minute to go, that this broadcast of UMass Hockey is brought to you by the Mill River Tavern in Hatfield, a neighborhood bar and restaurant situated just on the other side of the Connecticut River, not far from UMass. From signature cocktails to brick oven pizza, this small town tavern offers everything needed for an evening with friends or a sit-down meal with the family. The tavern is open Monday through Saturday as late as 9:30. The Mill River Tavern is online at millrivertavern.com and on Instagram and Facebook. We thank the Mill River Tavern for their support. The Mullen Center gets loud. Just under 1 minute to go. It's all Minutemen, but the Black Bears are very much in this one. Tie game 2-2 at the Mullen Center. Face-off won by the Minutemen. Here comes Owen Murray up ice. Owen Murray, it goes to the far side and out by Bodie Nobes. 48 seconds to go. The Minutemen will regroup. Owen Murray. Now Idar Sunyev finds Lashmelis, but no communication that time. Nemo clears it out. Here comes Scott. Shot gloved by Crabble. And he'll keep it for the whistle with 30.9 remaining. Oh, down goes the Minuteman. Sunyev due to contact from one of the Black Bears.
David Brazil.
And he mocks Sunyev for a potential dive. And Sunyev might be lucky he wasn't called for embellishment that time. But an offensive zone draw for Maine with 30 seconds to go in the third and final period. Overtime is looming. False start on the draw. They'll redrop. To Michael Crabble's left. 30 seconds remain. The faceoff is won by UMass. Keenan pressured from behind. He'll bank it off glass and out. Brazil at the red line. Sends it back to Owen Murray. Now up for a tip in by Connors. Can't get much oomph on that one. It comes to Musa to break in now. Musa left side, 10 seconds remaining. And now Brazil takes it over, 5 seconds. One more chance for Maine. They send it ahead. It's blocked at the blue line. And just like that, Maine has come all the way back to force overtime at the Mullins Center.
I mean, quite literally, I'm speechless. That should have been a completely different game the way the Minutemen has been shooting. But like I said, it's just the wrong kind of shots. I mean, earlier in the game, of course, like I said, with Kenny Connors, he had the most opportunity just to send it through a 5-hole and put the Minutemen back in the lead, but he decided to lift the puck. It's just frustrating to watch, really.
Zeke Altman, ringside. What are you seeing down there, Zeke?
Thank you, John, and what a game that was in regulation. Of course, overtime drama here on WMUA, but UMass blowing another 2-goal lead late in a game. This has been a problem that was solved, so we thought, against UMass Lowell at the Songa Center last weekend, but UMass still struggling late, but a lot of intensity late for the Minutemen. They played well on the attack. Guys like Cole O'Hara, Idar Sunyev missing an open net. Albin Boya was asking for the Minutemen to score a goal late. They just couldn't get it done. Overtime we go. Back to you, John.
Thank you, Zeke. And we just saw the replay of what seemed to be Francesco Del Alce with a wide open goal with just minutes remaining in the third. And I think it was blocked in front to his credit. But the chance before that, Lashmelis had what seemed to be a wide open goal. And Boya dove, so did the defender. That one didn't get through. The Minutemen inches from tying it. But now we'll go to 3-on-3 overtime for what is considered to be an extra Hockey East point. That doesn't really matter at this point, but an overtime victory is considered to be 2/3 of a win in pairwise purposes, so that is still a huge thing here. Mark, what do you want to see from UMass here to maybe close this one out?
I mean, I'm just kind of just mesmerized at this point that the game has gone the way. It's just find the back of the net. That's all I can say, really.
Don Lashmelis and Nolan Renwick. The face-off at center ice. Lashmelis, Sunyev, and Keenan. Lashmelis trying to go ahead right away with it, but it's Brandon Holt to grab it. He's on the ice with Renwick and Russell. 5 minutes to decide this one. And if a victor cannot be decided, then we'll go to a shootout. That would be the third weekend in a row that UMass will play in a shootout. And sitting behind the goal right now is Charlie Russell. He draws a boo from the crowd, but here comes Maine up ice. Russell left side of the neutral zone, poked away by Sunyev. Maine will regroup.
Man, the NCAA really needs to put in the delay of game penalties. The way that Russell was just sitting behind the net, that was intentional.
And you're going to see a lot of times here, a team will have possession in the offensive zone but just skate out back to the neutral zone. But here's Breen to enter. Up top, Nato. Cuts right and shoots. Stoned by Michael Hravel. Now it's the Minutemen's turn with possession. Larry Keenan scored the second UMass goal in the second period. Here is Cole O'Hara. He enters on the left. He's pressured by Josh Nato. I believe Cole O'Hara does not have any points tonight. That puts his point streak in jeopardy, but here is Brazil's shot, stopped by Hravel. Puck is up for grabs behind the goal. It's now Del Alce. Jack Musa to Francesco Del Alce. He'll skate out. Up the ice he goes. Francesco Del Alce, right side of the zone. Off goes on O'Hara, on comes Lautenbach. Del Alce, he'll retreat. 3 minutes to go in OT. Connors and Lautenbach the forwards, Del Alce the defenseman. Jurasevic, Scott, and now Nemo on the ice. Turned over by Connors in the neutral zone. Jurasevic will take possession. And here comes Maine up ice. It's Nemo. Enters, cuts middle, just backhands it over the bar. My goodness, what moves from Nemo, and a hand pass is ruled for the whistle. 2:39 to go. Man, just beautiful deke there by Nicholas Nemo. Has a goal in this game. Deked around the UMass defense, backhanded it wide.
Yeah.
That was almost the game right there. UMass searching for their 20th win in the next 2:33. They'll be marked for their 5th tie if there's no victor in the next 2 minutes. Here's Leschmelis. He takes it away in the main zone. Here's Keenan. He doesn't take the shot. He'll take possession. Larry Keenan for Idar Suniev. He'll circle around the left circle. Suniev in the main zone. Drops it off. Keenan. He'll retreat back to the neutral zone. Larry Keenan starts up ice with some speed once more. Larry Keenan right side. Leaves it for Leschmelis. Don's Leschmelis has a goal in this game. He fakes cutting middle, circles back up top. On comes Owen Murray. Here's Suniev. Shot. Saved by Boy and a whistle.
Definitely took too long with that shot. I mean, they had the better chance earlier in the overtime, but there's quite a lot of regrettable decisions for the Minutemen made this night so far.
Another timeout by the Minutemen. 1:48 to go. And I mean, there just really hasn't been that many chances in this overtime period. Lots of possession holding, not much back and forth. I think the best chance was for Nicholas Nemo on the backhand.
Yeah, that was an extraordinarily dangerous shot for Nemo.
Face-off will come in the Black Bears zone as the Minutemen crowd gets loud once more. Face-off right on. Alvin Boy is left. Won by the Black Bears. Here comes David Brazil looking up ice. He had Breen streaking up the far side. Brazil will take it himself. Now drop it off to Lyndon Breen. Breen, shot, blocked wide. Now to David Brazil. He's going to skate right out with it. That's just the unfortunate part of these overtimes. Like, that was not necessary to skate out that time, but they'll skate right back in and shoot. Stopped by Hravel. That time, Scott shot it. He has it back to his stick. Good defense by Jack Musa. Here comes Larry Keenan for Cole O'Hara. Does he have another magic moment in him? Cole O'Hara skates back to the neutral zone. Leaves it for Connors. O'Hara enters on the right. The linesman is providing a pick for the Black Bears, and that gives them possession with a minute to go.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Renwick for Russell. 42 seconds to go. Russell left side. Charlie Russell top of the zone. Holt, Hockey East logo, right side, makes a move inside and out to the right corner. Now back up towards the top, 25 seconds to go. Brendan Holt skates out to the neutral zone. He can't skate back in. Here comes Kenny Connors. Connors on the breakaway to win it. Kenny Connors, he's caught it from behind. There's a penalty coming for a hold. Is it a penalty shot?
Has to be.
How could it not? There's 12 seconds to go, and to the box is Renwick, and there will be no penalty shot. I thought it was a clear breakaway for Connors.
It was an absolute clear break.
So now 12.1. The Minutemen will skate 4-on-3 and have a chance to win it. O'Hara, Connors, Mercury, Suniev. Timeout by me.
Like I said, what I was going to say is 4-on-3 for only 12 seconds. It's a very nail-biting moment.
And that's exactly why the penalty shot would have been the preferred award there for the infraction.
I saw it, you saw it. Kenny Connors had a clear break.
I'm surprised that the Minutemen are not more upset about that call. Is Renwick to the box. Ben Barr lectures his team on how to defend this. The Minutemen, of course, need a face-off win, but do you think they go for a shot right away, Mark, or do they try to look for the best shot within the few seconds that they have?
It's only 12 seconds, so my guess is they got to go for it right away. Doesn't matter. I mean, I don't think there's any chance for Maine to chase back to the net, but any shot's a good shot at this point.
The face-off will be to Albin. Boy is right on the right dot. It'll still be Mercury, O'Hara, Connors, and Suniev. The three players for Maine is Scott, Brazil, and Jurasevic. Mercury versus Scott. Possession is key here for UMass with 12.1 to go. Face-off right dot. It is won by the Black Bears and cleared the length of the ice. 9 seconds to go. Crabble passes it ahead and turns it over to Scott. He'll skate in. Shot over the bar. And dangerous moment there for the Minutemen as there's extracurriculars after the play. Scott goes down due to Mercury, but that's the end of overtime. A shootout is looming. This will officially go down as a tie in NCAA pairwise purposes.
And it goes right into my least favorite thing about hockey, is the shootout.
It's an unfortunate way to end senior night, end such a incredible game. I mean, it was all Minutemen, but in the few chances that the Black Bears were given, they sure capitalized. Final shot totals are 42 to the Minutemen and 23 to the Black Bears.
I would say it's been the Minutemen for at least 40 minutes of the game, especially the last 10 minutes games. That was all the Black Bears.
We await the shootout. To see who goes first here, but the Minutemen were able to win a shootout against Lowell last weekend. That was in the first game. did lose a shootout to UNH the week prior. Maine themselves has 5 ties this season. This will be their 6th.
I mean, I don't think it's been that much of a disappointing weekend for the Minutemen. A win and a tie, it's better than 2 losses, which kind of like part of me was expecting.
Yeah, they took 3 points, and now they've taken 4, so they've won the weekend for the Minutemen. They have a chance to take 5 here, but again, points don't matter. They will play 6th in Hockey East, but here's Charlie Russell. He'll skate in, makes a couple moves this way and that. He can't even get a shot away. First for the Minutemen, Don Schmellis. Scored the first Minuteman goal all the way back in the first period. Looking for his figurative second. Skates in on the left, cuts middle, backhand, off the post! Wow.
Unlucky.
He had Boya beat clean and simple, just hit the right post. Now Nicholas Nemo. Scored the first Black Bear goal himself. He'll cut middle and score through the 5-hole. Not even much of a move there from Nemo. But now it's to Cole O'Hara, still in this second round, to tie it up at 1. O'Hara, wide turn to the left. He'll now cut towards the slot, has it on his forehand. He's stopped by Alvin Boya.
Now looking good at this point.
If the Black Bears score, they win. Sully Sholey.
Up next for Maine, number 14, Sully Sholey.
The sophomore forward enters on the left with some speed. His shot scores. And just like that, Maine takes the extra point in the shootout. Tie game 2-2. But not enough can be said about the Minutemen's effort this weekend. Obviously not the result you want in this game, but they take the majority of points, 4 of 6. We'll have to see what this does to the pairwise, but the Minutemen will have a date with actually the Vermont Catamounts on Wednesday, right here at the Mullen Center.
Well, it'll be pretty much an exciting game then. Of course, I'm always worried because even though the numbers-wise, Catamounts aren't really a great team, but we've just never had that much luck with them.
Yeah, 2 losses at a time against the Catamounts this year, so can't think the Minutemen are going to be off and running to the second round that easily. The Catamounts are going to come to play this Wednesday, but whoever wins, well, if the Minutemen win that bout, they will face the Boston University Terriers. That'll be on Saturday at BU. But on senior night, the Minutemen blow their 2-goal lead and lose in the shootout, but take the majority of points from Maine and have all but cemented themselves in the NCAA playoffs. I've been John Ruggiero alongside Mark Gardyna. Thank you to Zeke Altman, Ava Fernandez, and Julia Williams ringside. And of course, to Tim Brown in the studio. Thank you to everyone for listening to the final regular season game of this year. You don't want to miss all the action on Wednesday. Myself and Jacob Repper will be on the call. UMass versus Vermont. You don't want to miss it on 91.1 WMUA, the home for all your favorite Minutemen sports. Thank you. Good night.